It's good to finally be back in my area. We haven't done something like this in a very long time, actually since October, but we're back in my element. New backdrop, new stuff on the shelf. It looks really nice. I really enjoy it. And today's video we're going to be talking about, is Carnage good or bad for Marvel's Spider-Man 2? Let's get into this. So I feel like Carnage, he was always shafted in The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and other video games. He's just such a big character to have, and having Carnage, I feel like in Marvel's Spider-Man 2 really does make you wonder, is it really worth adding him in there? People are talking about tons of rumors around Carnage, and he might not even be confirmed in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, but I thought we need to bring this to light because a lot of people are talking about Carnage is too big of a character. Then you have others talking about how Carnage definitely should be in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and here's my take on all of this. I feel like Carnage has been shafted in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Maximum Carnage, Spider-Man 2000, and tons of other video games, and I feel like he hasn't been done properly to his actual origin story with Cletus Cassidy and Spider-Man and the whole Venom and Spider-Man team up fighting Carnage. This is something that I think Insomniac could incorporate in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and maybe we have no idea what actually is going on behind the scenes, because actually we don't have an idea other than the fact that Harry Osborn could be Venom, but overall we don't know what's confirmed or what's unconfirmed. Everything is rumored. A lot of people are saying that the video game will be taking place in the fall. Other people are saying it's going to be taking place in the winter, and Carnage definitely would be a different character to add in, and if you had him in the winter, I don't know, like things aren't really adding up here, and I feel like Carnage is just, he's almost too big of a character, but if you have to do him, you have to go down the Maximum Carnage era and kind of go, okay, we're gonna do Venom and Carnage fighting, and then you're going to have Venom and Spider-Man teaming up to defeat Carnage, and I feel like, Venom and Carnage in one video game would be really difficult. It would be really difficult to do if you're going to have both of them as villains. So the only way to actually do this properly is to have Venom come first. He has to become Venom. You need to do that whole symbiote storyline, and then after you need to have Carnage, and whether that is having Carnage in all 3 DLCs and then maybe making a second game, or the third game, then you have Carnage in there. But overall I feel like it's just too big of a character to really add in. I know he's been shafted multiple times in other storylines, but I feel like if you have him in the game, you're not really giving him that much closure with the character. If you defeat Carnage in the DLCs and he's just like, okay, that's it, it's like, really, like, that's all? Like, this character is so huge. He's done tons of things in the Marvel universe with the whole Carnage, Venomized stuff. To really see that character go and be destroyed in like one video game just doesn't feel correct. And I feel like doing him properly will be not adding him in Marvel Spider-Man 2. And I've seen a lot of concern on, my subscribers, a lot of people that have been commenting whether or not they should have him in the game. And personally, they shouldn't have him in there. It's just too much. There's too much going on. If you're already going to get Mysterio, Venom, you're going to get like 4 or 5 other villains, and those might be side villains. So it's like, this is just too much. So personally for me, I feel like Carnage is just a character. He needs to take a step back for now, go slow with the storyline, and then later on move faster and then pick up the pace as it goes, and then maybe you can have Carnage in the 3rd video game. But rushing everything, it just doesn't seem right. Everything seems really, messed up, and it's just, I don't feel like it will work because Carnage is just, it's too big of a character. That's the excuse. You could shove him in there, but then again, it doesn't feel like it's going to work, because that's what they ended up doing with The Amazing Spider-Man 2 by having Kraven, Green Goblin, Electro, and then they shoved in Carnage at the end, and it was like, this doesn't feel right. Like, this is not good. And that's where The Amazing Spider-Man 2 ended up failing, because I feel like that video game added too many villains. So if Marvel's Spider-Man 2 tries to attempt doing that by adding in Mysterio, Venom, Carnage, and more characters, I feel like that could ruin the game. and it won't give a lot of closure to these characters. That's my concerns and my thoughts on, if Carnage should be in Marvel Spider-Man 2. It would be really cool, but the only way to execute this properly is if you have a really good storyline. But if you're doing the symbiote storyline, and we all know what the symbiote storyline is, there's really no wiggle room for Carnage to be in this video game. So I do feel like they need to tread carefully. I've said this before, and I've said it again. If they tread carefully with these characters, they can execute it right. But if they just shove them in there and throw it in there for fan service, it's not gonna end up that good. What is your thoughts? Tell me in the comments down below. And if you guys do like this new setup that I ended up getting, do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn your notifications on so you and your friends are all up to date with the latest content. But anyways, as always, guys, peace out.